I couldn't do cold readings. I could not read off the page and act at the same time and give them...
Actor Henry Winkler here in Boston talking with us about his lifelong struggle with dyslexia. The Happy Days star has written his 29th children's book. The main character, Hank, perseveres through the learning disability.
And in an interview you'll only see on WBZ, he talked with Paula and me about his time here at Emerson and why writing these books is so important to him.
I'm very happy to be here in Boston. Let me just say that right off the bat, because I went to college here. I went to Emerson College. Yay.
An entertainment icon is here in Boston with his off-screen passion, writing children's books. His 29th book, Everybody is Somebody, with main character Hank Zipser, who excels with dyslexia. But much of his career began here at Emerson.
When I was here, I had great pizza at Regina's, and I was able to go to college and muddle my way through. And Emerson was so supportive at the time.
Winkler graduated from Emerson and Yale, not knowing his own battle with dyslexia until he was 31.
Our oldest son, Jed, couldn't write a report. We had him tested, and everything that they said about Jed was true about me, and I went, I'm not stupid. I have something with a name. My family, teachers, everyone said, you're never going to achieve. You're lazy, you're stupid, and you believe that. You know, if you tell a child young enough and often enough that they're being a moron, or you should be at your age, or you should know that by now, or why are you not getting this? I just explained it to you. They're going to remember that forever.
And it was his own personal struggles that inspired him to write the series.
I would lie on my bed in New York City when I was a kid, and I thought, I'm not achieving in anything. All I want to do is to be somebody. So at the end of our series, at the end of 29 novels, Lynn and I decided that he will understand finally through all of his adventures that he has potential. You know, and so this is the very end of the book, and then of course you'll get the book and you'll find out how he got here through ups and downs and all arounds. He's lying in bed. It's the end of the day. He finally got his picture on the bulletin board in the hallway of the school. His sister gets it every month. He has never had it before. My mom pushed the door open and came in and sat down on the edge of my bed, and she tucked the covers under my chin like she used to when I was little. I'm not little anymore. I'm in the 2nd grade. You should feel great right now, she said. I do, I answered. Can you believe it? I got my picture taken, and it's put up on the bulletin board at PS 87. I never thought that would happen. But you see, honey, it did. Everything you do, Hank, you do in your own way. That's a gift. Yeah, but a lot of times that gift gets me into such trouble. You're special, Hank, she whispered. Never forget that. She gave me a kiss on my forehead and left the room. I heard the door click, and then I felt my eyes get very heavy. The rest of me felt good all over. And the last thought that I had before I drifted off to sleep was, Hank Zipser, someday you're gonna be somebody.
Was that you as a 2nd grader?
And a 3rd, and a 4th, and a 5th, and all the way through college.
Hey!
After doing theater at Yale and some TV commercial work, Winkler went out to California. He got the role of a lifetime, Arthur Fonzie Fonzarelli in Happy Days.
I'm 27. I got it on my birthday. Ron Howard is 18. And I didn't like a joke, and I hit my script. I can't do this. And Ron, 18 years old, put his arm around me, walked me to the back of the soundstage, and he said, you know, those writers are working as hard as they possibly can. I wouldn't hit my script. I said, Ron, I will never hit my script as long as I live. I'll tell you something. What you know about Ron when you first meet him is that he has inner power that could run a turbine. He just is. He looks like a loaf of Wonder Bread, and he is a force of nature.
His career growing behind the scenes as a producer with hits like Magnum P.I., and it was only back in September when he won his first Emmy. He won Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series for his role on HBO's dark comedy Barry.
I thought, ooh, I won now. I've won tonight. I'm walking up the stairs to get the award, and I see the two stars who are giving me the award are the stars of The Crown. Stacy, my wife, and I watched The Crown. I started to talk to them about their season. And then I realized, hey, you have a speech to give. I turned around, I had 27 seconds left.
Despite Golden Globe and Emmy wins, international stardom, this is his favorite professional accomplishment.
I never thought that I would be able to write a book in my whole life, let alone 34. When I first saw a book the very first time in 2003 with my name on it, my mind, I started to smell it. I rubbed it on my body. I couldn't believe that there was a book with my name on it.
And Winkler has a final word for families at home dealing with dyslexia.
If you are a child and you're listening at this moment, I'm telling you, if school is difficult, if it is difficult to learn, it has nothing to do with how brilliant you are. We just learn differently, but we can do things that can change the world. I'm not kidding. I took geometry for 4 years, same course, and not one person since 1963 has ever said the word hypotenuse to me.
I mean, it's just the best.
He was such a delight. He tells us he's going to be writing a new book series with a new main character at the end of this year. Perfect gentleman, so kind.
It was thrilling.
You never know what you're going to get with someone who's been a celebrity for 40 or 50 years, and he could not have been a nicer man. And we will say a little later on,
yes,
we have a moment.
A big surprise at the end of the show. So stay tuned.
A little extra from the Fonz.
A little extra moment. But honestly, Eric, on such a bitter cold day, the warmest place in Boston was to be in that man's presence. He was lovely.
I wish I could just bang on a thermometer and make the temperature jump up 40 degrees. That would be my good weatherman trick. Great stuff there.